People will always have opinions about you. If you're an introvert, make yourself an extrovert. And if you're an extrovert, try to like fit in as an introvert. That is so exhausting. Why would you do that? It's your decision to actually change your life. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you things that I've learned after I turned 40. First thing is I stopped caring what other people think. And honestly, there's so many people out there who have so many opinions about other people, even though they don't know you, even though they don't know deeply about you, even though they're not familiar with you, or first impressions, some people that you just met for the first time, and instantly they will have opinions about you. Honestly, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you change yourself, how you present yourself, authentic, non-authentic, aesthetic, anything, however you present yourself. People will always have opinions about you. And what I learned now in my 40s, I actually gradually learned about it. And it just hits me harder now that I turned 40, is that it's so exhausting to actually think and worry about what other people think about you. It's just so exhausting. And at the end of the day, like, why are you pleasing other people? Like, why are you making this facade or, aesthetic, or making effort just to please other people? The main thing is like, what I learned is that it's more important to actually please yourself, like do things for yourself, what's in your heart and what's going to make you truly happy, and not for other people. Why would you do that? It's like, it's so exhausting. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, you put on these things, like you have all these facade or presentation of yourself or whatever, like if you're an introvert, make yourself an extrovert. And if you're an extrovert, try to like fit in as an introvert. That is so exhausting. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? It's like, what I learned is like, I try to, what I learned is like, do things that will make you happy and do things that will make you feel good, and for your own self, for you to fulfill your life, and not for other people. For example, I used to be, chasing trendy clothes, designer designer bags, it's like, oh, this influencer or this person or this colleague was like, wearing this bag, I gotta have to have it. And if I don't have it, it's like, I'm like missing out, or, I'm so behind, or, like people will like me more if I have this kind of designer bag or designer clothes, or, you can have designer clothes because you love it, because it makes you feel happy. It's not like to chase other people's approval. It's not like because your peers will approve you or you're going to be in this circle. You can do that for yourself to make you happy. Either you buy designer clothes, not designer clothes. For me, what I learned is like, I buy designer bags that I love because it makes me happy. And I can also buy things that are not designer because it makes me happy and I find that thing pretty and I like that thing. I love it. Like, why would I think about other people's opinion if it's like designer or not? I love it. It's pretty and I'll buy it. I'll have it. It doesn't matter. I'll buy it because designer, not designer, I'll buy it because I love it. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel beautiful. Not because, this person or this group or this, inner circle thinks it's cool. To be honest with you, I have this RBF phase, and since I was in high school, people always assume things about me even they don't know me. And it's harder when you have this RBF face. You know what it means, RBF, resting B face. And because I'm one of those people who don't really smile a lot. Of course, I will smile when I'm happy or, there's something funny. And why would I smile, like fake my smile to people when I don't feel like smiling? And people assume that I'm such a B. You know what I mean? And you can't help that people assume a lot of things about you when they don't know you. And now I used to care so much about that. I used to worry so much about that. And now it's like, I don't give a F. Like, seriously, like, you don't know me. Why would I exhaust myself to worry or like try to shrink myself or try to like smile or try to look happy just to please other people so that people don't assume that I am a B? So now it's like, if I'm resting or if I'm thinking of something or just resting like a normal person, in your own thoughts, and I don't really care about what other people think about my face anymore. And what I learned is that after people learned about me, people know about me, and they think, oh, like I didn't I didn't really think you were nice. And I'm like, really? You know what I mean? It's like it used to bother me. Now it's like I don't really care about it anymore, and I'm just living my life, and it doesn't matter what they think, and it's fine and it's okay, and I don't exhaust myself worrying about that anymore. It doesn't matter. Also, now when I turn 40, I realized that it's really important to spend time with the people you love and care about. I'm talking about either family or friends and family, and whoever that you care about. So for me now, like the way I see it, it's time is really short, and you don't know when is your time on this earth. And it doesn't have to be like, for me, meeting up with my family or my friends, it doesn't have to be as grand as, like having a party or things like that. Um, because I'm living overseas and I'm away from my family, and I don't have many friends here anymore where I live here in China. So my home country is Australia. And so for me, when I see them, when I go back to Australia to catch up with my friends and family, I realize that it's really important to spend time with them and actually be interested in what's going on with their life. It's not just about yourself. Um, for me, it's really the little things that you do with them and talk about with them and see how they're going with their life and how they're going, how's their health going. I think it's really important to do that because at the end of the day, like they're the only people who cares about you, and they're the only people who actually makes your life fulfilling. Like apart from making money, making a living, the next thing that matters in your life is your family and friends. And that's what I realized. So every time I go back to see my family and friends, I always make sure that I spend time with them, even if this is not really grand thing. Just having a meal, have a casual talk. It doesn't have to be deep. Just having that connection again. And for me, that's really important. Now I learned. I used to take it for granted when I was younger. I was like working, 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 hanging out with friends that who doesn't really care about you, just acquaintances, just like toy friends, and not really toy friends. Like I have real friends, but when I was younger, like you kind of like chase those trendy things, like try to be cool, try to be out and about. I guess that's a normal thing that you do in your 20s. But now, like after turning 40, for me, second, not really second, but like one of the main important things you have in your life is like your family and your friends who truly cares about you and that you truly care for, truly care about, and your connection, your relationship, nurturing this relationship. And yeah, that's one of the most fulfilling life that you can have is your friends and family and your relationship with them. Another important life lesson I've learned after turning 40 is that health is very important. When you're in your 20s or maybe 30s, or even whatever age, like, when you're younger and you don't feel any pain at all, you take your health for granted. You work so hard, you sleep late, um, you work long hours just to make ends meet and to make money. And maybe you have like, high ambition in life that you want to go and go, like, grind, grind, and grind. And there's nothing wrong with that if you have ambition and money is a really important thing to you, and maybe you're motivated by the things you want to chase your dreams, or do things for someone, for people you love, or try to prove something and just grind, grind, grind. Like we all have different reasons to do that. But now I'm 40, I realize health is really important, because what's the worth of those things when you're sick or when you're in bed, like when you're in pain. So to me, health is something, it's like a treasure, or it's a gold. Without that, what's life when you're not healthy? What's life when you can't stand up? What's life when you can't spend time with your family and friends? What's life when you can't get up and walk? What's life when you're in pain and like, you're struggling, and all those money that you worked for is going to your health, paying for your health care. I realized that money is important too, to support your life, to do things that you love to do while you're still young, and also to um, save enough money when you retire to, to support you in whatever way you want to, how you retire. But at the end of on the other side of the coin is that the main point of this is that when you're sick, how are you going to grind more? How are you going to enjoy life more? Like, how are you going to see places when you're like struggling, like health wise? So to me, um, I'm not perfect, but I try to find a balance of having financial income and to having health. You can also do that to, grind or make money, but also try to consider, is this worth my health? And, I try to also um, think of the ways that how to make myself healthy. I'm a mother of 3, and sometimes when I get sick, I think, how am I going to help my children or guide my children when I'm sick? So I try to, do healthy things, not perfectly, but when I know how to do it, I'll try to do it. Like, eating healthy food, not perfect all the time, but I try not to, go to the eat junk. So, and I try to exercise, not perfect all the time, but I try to do body movements. But the main point is like, after turning 40, I I think that, and I feel like health is really important, because without the health, you can't just do anything at all. Another lesson I learned after turning 40 is that every problem that you have in your life will always pass. from my experience anyway. And I'm I'm in my early 40s now, and I've had so many problems in my life that I thought it will never end. But I realize it will always end, it will always pass. There's always going to be a chapter in your life. There's always going to be a chapter. It's like a book, it's like a chapter. You're in this junk, you're in this dump right now, and you think there's no way at all I'm going to be like this forever. I'm just like, why am I always like this? Why it always happened to me? But it always ends, okay? It always ends, and it's always going to end. And it could be the next chapter, it could be a beautiful thing, or it could get worse, or it could get worse and worse and worse. And it's always going to be change, and that's just life. But from my experience, it's always temporary. I learned that there's always going to be either a person that will come to your life. I'm not saying that will save you, but there's always going to be a person that will change your life. And if it's not a person, it's you. And it's about a decision that you make in your life that will change that. And even it's a small decision, it's a big decision. It's like, jumping off the next chapter of your life. It's always going to be you that will change that trajectory of your life. You can't sit there and expect your life to change. So whatever decision that you make, your life will probably be best, better, or worse. But that's life. You can't control it. But when there's a problem, there's always just one chapter. It's never going to be permanent. It's just temporary, and it will pass. That's what my experience anyway. And it could be work. For example, work, you hate your job, and you need money, but you can always change your situation. You can always get out of there and change something. You don't like your workmates, if it's like really bad, you can always change workplaces, and you don't have to stay there. Relationships, if it's bad, it's your decision why you want to stay there, why you want to stay with that person. It's like, why? Like, seriously, ask yourself. Like work, relationships, places. What I realize is like it's your decision to actually change your life. Why do you want to stay with that person that's hurting you? Why you want to stay in that job that you hate, and you just want to, pull your hair every time you stay in that job? It's like life is short. Why would you want to stay there? If you're not good at something, if you're desperate, like to change job, learn a new skill, like learn something new, make a decision on how you're going to turn your life around. And it's all up to you if you want to change this decision. It's all up to you if you want to change a decision to change your life. But I can assure that that problem is only temporary, and also it will only be temporary, and it will go past. It will go past if you make a decision. So those are some of the things that I learned in my 40s, and I have many more lessons I can share with you while I'm going through this life. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it inspirational, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.